Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us. Topping our news today at noon, Hurricane Harvey is barreling toward the Texas coast. The storm is expected to make landfall tonight as a Category 3 hurricane. That would make it the first major hurricane to hit Texas in 18 years and the strongest storm to make landfall in the United States in more than a decade. ABC's Elizabeth Hur is in New York with more on the storm, preps, and evacuations underway right now.
With Hurricane Harvey slowly gaining strength, kicking up winds, and already dumping heavy rain overnight, millions in the storm's path are bracing for the worst.
This is the line to get gas. Absolute insanity over this hurricane.
Lines for gas hours long.
There's no more water. There's no more bread. The bread's already running out as well.
Residents stocking up and stores quickly selling out of the essentials.
Thank you for calling Pinot Home Depot. We're out of generators, we're out of water, and we're out of sand.
Hospitals in Corpus Christi are even airlifting infants from the neonatal unit to a hospital in Fort Worth as a precaution.
I'm afraid that people may not be taking this storm seriously. They may not be heeding the warning. And again, that window to evacuate is coming to a close.
Voluntary and mandatory evacuations are in effect. A state of emergency declared for parts of Texas and Louisiana, with these images from NASA showing the massive size of the hurricane. Forecasters say it is possible, even after Harvey makes landfall, it could stay inland for up to 3 days, dumping up to 3 feet of rain in some areas, causing devastating floods and storm surges up to 12 feet. And here's another concern. The entire country could be affected by this hurricane, and that is because 1/3 of the country's oil refineries are directly in the path of this storm, and some will be shut down until Harvey passes, and that could mean higher gas prices for all drivers. Elizabeth Hur, ABC News, New York.
Here on the Suncoast, repairs are underway after a storm swept through the area last night, spawned some water spouts, and left a church property with some damage. Some people on Holmes Beach were able to take video of at least 2 water spouts off the coast. Those spouts never came on shore, and there were no reports of any damage to the island. Some minor flooding was reported in Northport, and in East Sarasota County, a structure and some trees on a Suncoast Community Church property off Hawkins Drive were damaged. The roof of the storage area was torn off, and large tree limbs came down as well. Workers on the property today were repairing that damage to get it underway. Let's get a check on our weather and the latest on that Hurricane Harvey. Josh Stone is in for John Scalzi today with our first alert weather forecast. This is Category 2 now, and the potential to get even stronger, right?
And fortunately, it's not affecting us. Yeah, this is going to be a major event for the southeast Texas, but we're dealing with our own issues here with a tropical disturbance. Let's check out our current temperature right now. We do have a little bit of sunshine outside, but expect the clouds to be on the increase as we go through this afternoon. Current temperature is 84 degrees. This area of low pressure spinning around just off the coast of Florida here is going to slowly track across the peninsula over the weekend, but it is a slow mover. That's why the National Weather Service has issued some flood advisories here, flood warning over in Sarasota and also DeSoto County. So we're going to have to watch this pretty closely. The radar for the most part is pretty quiet now. A couple of isolated showers, but looks like this afternoon and into this evening is when we're going to start to pick up with the heavier rainfall. And the question is, are we going to be able to get this Friday night football in? We're just going to have to monitor this pretty closely. And of course, when I come back, we'll talk more about this tropical moisture affecting us and what's going to happen to southeast Texas. Back to you, Scott.
All right, Josh, thank you. Palmetto police make an arrest in a convenience store shooting this week. Lazandius Randall Jr. is charged with attempted murder. Police say the shooting took place Monday inside the Citgo convenience store on 10th Street West in Palmetto. A man shot in the leg told police he and Randall got into a fight, which led to that shooting. Thunder by the Bay has found a new home, and it's right back in Sarasota. The popular motorcycle event will now be held at the Sarasota County Fairgrounds after spending many years in downtown Sarasota. Last year, the event took place in Lakewood Ranch. In addition to the move, Thunder by the Bay will now take place in February instead of January. It's scheduled for February 15th through the 18th, with a Bikes on Main block party taking place on the 16th in downtown Sarasota.
We have now a fairgrounds with a lot of room where we can have an indoor venue and an outdoor venue. It'll still remain free to the public. We have a camping capability out there. We have hookups for RVs, have dry camping. It's still in close proximity to downtown.
Thunder by the Bay is a benefit which raises money for Suncoast Charities for Children. Delta Airlines adding flights from the Suncoast to New York for the holiday season. The airline says it will offer nonstop flights to JFK from Sarasota Bradenton International Airport. The flights will be offered daily starting December 21st through January 2nd. Delta's year-round service to LaGuardia Airport in New York will continue to run as well. Some Booker Elementary students are better prepared for the school year. A bus full of supplies was brought to school this morning and then distributed. The Stuff the Bus event was sponsored by the Sarasota County School District Communications Department and Culver's Restaurant. The event helps teach these students about giving in the community and provides them with some essential school supplies.
So they're very appreciative of all that comes to them, that helps them, and it allows us to alleviate some of the burdens that we have to ask for supplies that are just basic supplies that we need at school, and it helps with the parents so that they don't have to continue to replenish those supplies when they run out during the year.
Organizers gathered supplies for 2 weeks before making today's delivery. ABC 7 business commentator Jeff Stern joins us now with a check of the day on Wall Street so far. And we had a huge gain on Tuesday, and because of that and maybe today, the markets are in some positive territory after 2 down weeks, Jeff.
Scott, we're definitely happy to see that. And Tuesday was the main culprit, about a 1% for the Dow and the S&P. NASDAQ was about 1.25 on Tuesday, so Dow, S&P are up about 1% for the week, while NASDAQ's leading the way once again, about 1.25% in the positive. A lot of stuff going on. As we know, Jackson Hole, there's big economic symposium going on there with Janet Yellen and the other banks of all over the world. Pretty big stuff. We'll wait to hear how that goes. As far as about 3 o'clock today, they should come out with all that good information. And again, this hurricane is affecting oil. They think it's going to make it rise about 12–13%, maybe in a week or so. 17% of U.S. oil comes from the Gulf Coast, so that's pretty important. Woke up this morning, the futures were positive. Let's see how we're currently trading. The Dow Jones Industrial Average, 21,831, up 48 points, 0.25% in the positive. NASDAQ is actually negative at 6,268, down 3 points, 0.04%, while the S&P is positive as well, up 0.25%, 2,444, up 6 points.
Jeff, a lot of people are looking forward to Monday when something's going to happen at Whole Foods, and maybe this is a long time coming.
Scott, a long time coming is correct. The official merger is going to happen, or I should say the buyout of Amazon buying out Whole Foods. They're not waiting. Monday it's going to happen, and they're going to lower prices. Seems like they're ready to start. Best-selling staples, they say, organic avocados, organic brown eggs, salmon, apples, organic rotisserie chicken even their almond butter is going to be on sale right away starting Monday. And yes, they'll continue to make it more and more attractive for the average grocery shopper, I should say. And get this, Prime members are going to get even a better discount. Pretty exciting. Jeff Wilk, the CEO of Amazon Worldwide Consumer, says everyone should be able to eat whole food market quality, and we will lower prices with not compromising our commitment to current high standards. We know about the overall issues that Whole Foods has had as far as price gouging, we'll say, and maybe a little thumb on the scale, but I think Amazon's coming in and going to help all that out, so everyone's getting excited. So far for the year, Whole Foods is actually up 37%. Most of that came after the announcement of Amazon. Amazon's up about 27% for the year. Believe it or not, it was up a lot more. Over the last couple of weeks, it's come down. But Scott, I think everybody around the world, especially here, is excited to go to Whole Foods a little cheaper.
Save us a little money for sure. Yeah. All right, Jeff, thank you so much.
Have a great weekend, Scott.
You too. Still to come in your Suncoast News, could having a poor quality job be the answer to less stress? Well, a new study has some surprising answers. And then coming up a little later, the Suncoast could feel the effects of Hurricane Harvey, but at the gas pump. What price changes could be on the way. That story coming up.
The ABC 7 Stock Report is brought to you by Sunset Cadillac. We asked you, Suncoast, why do you like ABC7?
I like ABC7 because it's local. It gives me all the local news.
The local news, local weather.
It's so local and so community driven.
Haley Wilgus does a great job.
John Scalzi, that's my guy.
Bob Harrigan is wonderful. Stephanie's my favorite.
I like Scott Dennis.
I like them all.
We're all very grateful that you cover what you do and you're here to participate with the community.
ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
When severe weather strikes, trust ABC7 First Alert Weather. We're here for you.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
All right, this is a live look in Galveston, Texas. For our friends there, they're in the path of a oncoming hurricane. It's a Category 2 now. Later today, it could be a major hurricane, a Category 3. This is Hurricane Harvey. Hello, everyone. I'm meteorologist Josh Stone looking at the tropics, and we have two things we're watching pretty closely, a disturbance affecting us and this major or potentially major hurricane here in the western Gulf of Mexico. We'll get to that a little bit later. Now let's talk about our current temperatures right now in the mid-80s at this time, 84 here in Sarasota, 86 in Venice. And the radar is quiet for the most part here along the Sun Coast, but down to our south, they are really getting soaked here in Lee County. Man, this is a disturbance that continues to spin and pinwheel all this moisture in the peninsula of Florida over the same areas. And we're going to get into the action later today. Now, earlier I said that there was a flood warning for Sarasota County. I want to make a correction here because actually there's a flood warning for DeSoto County and Manatee County, for the Manatee River, for the Myakka River, and the Horse Creek River near Arcadia. And there's also an aerial flood watch in coastal and inland Charlotte County, and this is why. Look at this band just scooting on to the northeast, and it is dropping a lot of rain, and there's more to come here in the Gulf of Mexico as it makes its way into the Sun Coast. Now, putting the Futurecast into motion, and mind you, tonight is the kickoff of Friday Night Football. We're all excited about that. Are we going to get those games in? Because we are going to be under assault by Mother Nature with this area of low pressure continuing to bring in that tropical moisture. So about 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, looks like our in-house model is depicting heavier storms to plague our area, and around kickoff time, maybe 7, 7:30, 8 o'clock, some more storms will fire up. And it's not over yet. I mean, we're going to go through maybe a little break during the overnight hours, and then around maybe midnight into the wee hours of Saturday morning, we're getting more heavier rains that come in with some thunderstorms. So you can see the counterclockwise swirl of this thing as it slowly will track across the peninsula, and we could receive up to 4, 5, 6 inches in some locations around the Suncoast by the time this thing gets out of here. Now, the other area of interest, even though this is not affecting us, is Hurricane Harvey. It's a Category 2 hurricane, and it looks impressive, it looks mean, and this thing is going to just smash right into southeast Texas here and cause a whole lot of problems with storm surge, maybe over 12 feet, heavy rains, maybe totaling up to over 20 inches in some locations, maybe even more than that. And if this develops into a Category 3 major hurricane, winds are going to smash this area. And now you're talking about a big hurricane stalling in southeast Texas. And when that happens, I mean, this whole thing is just, it's going to bounce around, it's going to drop a lot of rain, and it's going to be a bad situation for those folks there over the next 3 to 4 days. Ouch. For us, tropical moisture for our area over the weekend, so it's going to be wet, and then we hopefully will dry out a little bit by next Wednesday. Scott?
All right, Josh, thank you. In health news, is having a poor quality job less stressful than having no job at all? Well, a UK study found some surprising answers to that question. Kim Hutcherson has more.
Dream jobs can be hard to come by, but having a job is better than having no job, right? Not necessarily. At least that's the conclusion reached by a new study out of the UK. Researchers at the University of Manchester looked at information from more than 1,100 people between the ages of 35 and 75. They found that people who went from being unemployed to working a poor quality job had higher biological indicators of stress than those who remained unemployed. Researchers said those biological indicators are significant because they indicate an individual's risk for developing metabolic or cardiovascular-related diseases. Researchers also found that workers who don't have flexibility in their schedules tend to have more biological stress indicators. Researchers found that there was no mental health improvement when people moved from unemployment to a poor quality job. One of the study's co-authors says more research is needed, and he'd like to examine job flexibility's impact on the workforce. The study was published in the International Journal of Epidemiology. For today's Health Minute, I'm Kim Hutcherson.
All right, time now to check on ABC 7 Culinary Director Judy Gallagher, who's joining us live today from Café Langer in Venice this afternoon. Hi, Judy.
Bonjour, Scott. That's right. I'm right here at Café Langer. You know, they won a Best Restaurant of the Year award with Sarasota Magazine. I totally understand why. A few weeks ago, I came here on the recommendation of my friend Edie and was completely blown away. I've been to France several times, and I don't think you need a plane ticket anymore. I think you can enjoy the tropics here and have the best of fine dining with this Michelin star chef, which you're gonna meet in a little while. But what you're gonna experience is both lunch and dinner items. You'll be able to order a whole quiche. I just put in my order for Thanksgiving morning for 2 whole quiche. The food is beautiful, it's delicious, and you're going to find out so much more when we come back in just a few minutes from Café Langer right here in Venice.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. AndServices.com, AndServices.com.
When you want to get away from it all, to a place where you can do everything, or nothing at all, surrounded by natural beauty and all the modern amenities you might desire, then you'll want to be here at the Wannabe Inn on the beautiful shores of Manasota Key, Florida. To plan your escape, log on to wannabeinn.com.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC 7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
Join the fun at the Weddings of Sarasota 17th Annual Wedding Show at the iconic Sarasota Municipal Auditorium on US 41. Sunday, August 27th from noon to 4. Enjoy food, fun, and entertainment with a runway show on stage at 3 p.m. $2,000 in Weddings of Sarasota dollars given out after the runway show. You must be present to win. Pre-register at weddingsofsarasota.com. Brides and grooms are free if registered by midnight on August 25th. Weddings of Sarasota. Register today.
Get the hottest deals of the year during the summer clearance event going on now at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Come shop the Suncoast's largest selection of Ram trucks. Get maximum cargo space and more comfort with a new Ram Quad Cab for as low as $24,999. Or spread out in your spacious new Ram Crew Cab and save up to $10,000. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota today.
Watch your Suncoast News at 6 on your streaming device for a chance to win a $50 Visa. It's easy. Just watch weekdays at 6 for the word of the week. Then enter the word at mysuncoast.com for your shot at a $50 Visa. We'll pick the winner each week. Good luck.
The ABC7 First Alert Hurricane Guide arms you with vital information when severe weather threatens the Suncoast. Visit mysuncoast.com and download yours today.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Time now to meet our pet of the week. Josh is with the founder of Dante's Den and host of Animal Outtakes, Marsha Panucci, to tell us more about a beautiful dog named Willow. Guys?
All right, Marsha, we have what is known as an Akita.
Yes.
It's a Japanese dog, I believe.
Yes, it is. And of course, they have a wonderful history. But as we bring forth that history, just take a look at the gorgeousness of this dog. This is Willow. Willow is about 6 years old, and she's being presented today by the Akita Rescue Society of Florida. Now, she is a truly perfect dog. Now, Josh, I come here every week, and every dog is perfect, and every dog is gorgeous, but this dog is special. And I want to point out something. This is like Picasso took his paintbrush, and on this side, if you notice, she is just snowy, snowy white. But on the other side, you begin to see this beautiful coloring of this tan, and it's muted. You can kind of see it here.
Can you do a pirouette for us?
Well, I don't know if she can do that pirouette, but she certainly is giving you this beautiful face that she has. She has not met a person or another dog that she does not love. And car riding, wow. She wants to be your navigator. So she's going to be up front, and she's going to watch out for you to make sure that you get to your destination.
Will seems to be very well-mannered.
Oh, yeah, she is. Well, she's a lady,
sweet.
Josh.
Of course.
She's a lady.
Oh, you like that, don't you?
Oh, yeah. She can't get enough of it.
Nice.
And the ears, Josh, are always a good spot. There you go. And, you know, these dogs are just so magnificent. They are really one-person dogs, although they do get along with other people and other dogs. But if you want a true companion, somebody who's going to be just confidential with you and protective of you,
100% loyal, I'm sure.
100%. This is the dog for you. They won't let anything happen to you.
I can almost hear Willow purring as I'm kind of...
Well, you know, you just don't find them any more mellower than her. But, you know, even
Is that part of the breed, though?
Well, it can be, yes. And they are calm. They're a very confident dog. They're very supportive of what it is that they do and what their owners do. And look at that face. I mean, how could you not fall in love with that face?
Look at her.
And of course, as I said, she is presented by the Akita Rescue Society of Florida, and you can fill out an application by calling 603-289-8899. And Willow, well, she's waiting for the right owner, and she's going to be hard to give up, but she's going to go to
hard
the right
to give
home.
up by me because I'm falling in love here.
Absolutely.
Well, definitely consider giving Willow a new home. Back to you, Scott. Thanks, Marsha.
All right, thank you both. Let's get back now to culinary director, Chef Judy Gallagher, who's joining us today from Venice at Café Langer. Sounds like a beautiful place, Judy.
Here we go. Join me and my family very soon. And Scott, there's a special burger we're going to get to in a few minutes, and that's kind of our thing, to go out to burgers, but there's so much more. I want you to meet Veronique, who has become an instant friend. And Veronique, you have built such a beautiful business in so many ways here in Venice. Tell us about yourself and how Café Langer came to be.
Bonjour. Thank you, Judy, for being here with us today. It's such a pleasure and such an honor. Steve Langer and Jessica, the owner of the restaurant, Steve being the chef, found my website that allows people from France to come here and get an E2 visa, which is an investor visa. So when he found me, he first wanted to go to Miami, and I convinced them to come here to Venice and around Venice, Sarasota. They completely fell in love with the place, and we found this restaurant for sale, and the rest is history.
It truly is magical history. So tell us a little bit what people can expect when they walk in. I know Chef Steve is going to come out and talk to us about the food.
Well, they expect a French ambience, so we're trying to mix in the music and in the food, kind of old and contemporary ambience. So of course we have Edith Piaf, but we also have new French singers. So they really definitely want to have a French ambience. And one of the French ambience is of course to wait for the food, because we don't come here to eat, we come here to dine.
And that's so true, because he's making beautiful sauces. In fact, many dishes are gluten-free because he is not using flour. He's reducing the sauces down.
That is correct. That's one of his major thing. Everything is made from scratch, including the burgers. He makes his own buns, and buns. Excuse my accent. He makes also his own ice cream, his own dessert, sorbet, etc. Everything is made from scratch.
You're open for lunch and dinner, and I do recommend reservations because it is very popular. Very quickly, I know you're opening up a new burger spot. Tell us where and when.
Yes, the burgers here have been so successful that we decided to open 2 burger places right now. One in South Sarasota, Pelican Plaza Sprouts opened, and another one in St. Petersburg.
Wait till you try them, but there's so much more, so stay with me. We're coming back for crepes and quiche and seared scallops and so much more in just a few minutes from Café Langer right here in Venice. Thank you, Veronique.
The Alfa Romeo Quadrifoglio charmed us all and crippled the competition. Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Attention Sarasota and surrounding cities. After 25 years in Sarasota, Bacon's Furniture and Design will be moving to create Southwest Florida's largest and most dynamic furniture store. We must liquidate everything in the store at huge savings as fast as possible. Do not miss this opportunity to purchase quality sofas, bedrooms, dining rooms, patio furniture, mattresses, and more. All at the absolute lowest prices possible. The Bacon's Furniture and Design relocation sell-off. Nobody beats Bacon's.
It's no small wonder anybody loves it all.
I just love art that moves me.
No small,
I mean really moves me.
One.
Sunset Fiat of Sarasota presents No Small Wonder. High performance style. Let the art of Fiat move you.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my
my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-628-1251. 800-628-1251.
Alfa Romeo got a lot right with the Junior, but the handling alone is sufficient reason to get one. Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Live from our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is ABC 7 News at noon. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Welcome back. Now to a showdown in Washington between President Trump and members of his own party. The president is threatening a government shutdown if Congress does not fund his promised border wall. And with multiple legislative fights looming, President Trump is not shying away from criticizing Republican leaders in Congress. ABC's Gloria Riviera shows us where things stand.
President Trump is amping up the pressure on Republicans in Congress. Pay for his wall on the Mexican border or face a government shutdown. This after consistent campaign promises to Americans that Mexico would pay for the wall.
So why is he now threatening a government shutdown if Congress won't pay for it?
The president's committed to making sure this gets done.
Again, he said over and over again, he talked about the campaign over and over again, he said Mexico's going to pay for the wall.
Now, once again, the president's committed to making sure this happens, and we're going to push forward.
But getting the votes to increase spending and the federal debt limit to enable funding the wall is an outlier. Something Democrats, of course, but also conservatives in the House and Senate do not support. SNL's Weekend Update calling out the president for his new hard line on Congress.
What do we want? The wall! Who's going to pay for it? Mexico! That's right, you are the American taxpayer.
Trump's demands on his own party come as he continues to publicly attack top Republican lawmakers. This morning, railing against Tennessee Senator Bob Corker, who said the president had not demonstrated the stability or competence needed after the violence in Charlottesville. Tweeting, "Strange statement by Bob Corker considering he is consistently asking me whether he should run in 2018. Tennessee not happy." Majority Leader Mitch McConnell and House Speaker Paul Ryan were also targets this week for what the president said was their failure to pass new health care legislation.
On a potential government shutdown, the situation is essentially at a stalemate. Somebody is going to have to back down, Congress or the president, and the White House is saying it will not be Donald Trump. Gloria Riviera, ABC News, Washington.
The search for U.S. sailors missing in waters off Singapore have been suspended. The remains of one sailor have been identified so far. 9 others are still missing. The search will continue in flooded compartments of the USS John McCain. The Navy ship collided with an oil tanker Monday. It's the 4th time a U.S. warship has been involved in an accident in Asian waters this year. The Navy has since released the names of those 10 missing men. Thousands of people gathered to remember 2 Florida police officers killed in the line of duty. Kissimmee Police Sergeant Sam Howard and Officer Matthew Baxter were both shot and killed by a suspect during an argument. That suspect, 45-year-old Everett Miller, is now charged with several counts, including first-degree murder. The police chief telling mourners the officers did nothing wrong in their interactions with the suspect. Police agencies from all over the southeast United States, including the Suncoast, attended yesterday's service. An internal review mostly praises the Florida Department of Law Enforcement's response to the Pulse nightclub shooting in Orlando, but it says improvements could be made in how the state agency identifies victims and then notifies next of kin. The report released today is a self-review of the Florida Department's response to the massacre. The Florida Department's report says in its rush to get to the scene, agents did not bring common equipment. It recommends having go bags with equipment that agents can take for quick deployment. Another check on our weather with meteorologist Josh Stone, who's in today for John Scalzi, and we've got a lot to talk about in our weather today.
Oh man, we started this week with a solar eclipse. Now we're ending it with a possible major hurricane in the Gulf of Mexico. But let's bring it back home to our weather. We're looking at mostly cloudy skies in our forecast for this afternoon. Temperatures are in the mid to low 80s at this time, but it does look like we're going to get a round of some heavier showers and storms. In fact, we already have flood warnings here in Manatee County and also DeSoto County in anticipation of the heavy wet weather, and we're starting to see some activity now on the radar in these counties, especially up here in Hardee County. These are moderate showers, but as we go through the afternoon and early evening and even late evening hours and overnight hours, it looks like the rain is going to pick up. The other big story is in the western Gulf of Mexico with Hurricane Harvey, and we'll talk more about that when I return. Back to you, Scott.
All right, thank you, Josh. Even though Hurricane Harvey is heading towards Texas, you may feel the effects at the gas pump here on the Suncoast. Harvey is expected to hit parts of the Gulf Coast where much of the nation's gas is refined. Some of those facilities shut down to wait out the weather, with oil and gas operators evacuated workers off of rigs offshore. The result is higher gas prices across the country as soon as next week. Florida's tourism marketing agency is under fire again after paying out about $441,000 in employee bonuses. Visit Florida paid 119 workers, amounts ranging from a few $100s to almost $29,000 in bonuses. Legislators passed a law earlier this year that prohibits Visit Florida from using public money for bonuses, but Visit Florida officials say the bonuses came from private sources. Visit Florida officials say they will not give employee bonuses in the future. All right, time to get back to ABC 7 Culinary Director Judy Gallagher. She's joining us live today from Café Langer in Venice.
And the man behind the magic, Chef Stephen Langer, thank you for joining us today, and what a spread. Let's start out right here with this dish.
Yeah, here we have the risotto, scallops risotto. It's a scallop, fresh scallops with asparagus and foam, cilantro foam. Yes.
Beautiful. And the eggplant?
Yeah, the eggplants, it's a candied eggplant with tomato sauce, burrata, and Parmigiano Arugula.
Now, this is one of the infamous burgers, the shrimp burger.
Yeah, the shrimp burger is successful in the restaurant. It's a shrimp galette with sprout and red cabbage, guacamole, and homemade buns.
Oh, fantastic. The lentil salad. Now, I'm not a big fan of lentils, and I would order this every time I come in.
Yeah, the lentil salad comes with the egg poach and bacon, arugula, parmesan, and dressing, balsamic dressing.
Delicious. And a classic crepe so beautifully prepared.
Yeah, this is the complete. The complete comes with ham, Swiss cheese, sunny side, egg sunny side.
Oh, that's the queen of lunch. Over here we have some fresh halibut.
Yeah, fresh halibut with potato mousseline, very creamy, and fresh vegetables and sweet sour. No, I'm sorry, it's a sauce vierge, virgin sauce.
Beautiful. Now I know you sell the quiche both individual as a slice and whole. Tell us about the quiche today.
Yeah, this quiche is a traditional dish in France with Swiss cheese and bacon. And the appareil à quiche.
It's fantastic. Now, another burger.
The BCBs. The BCBs is the bacon cheeseburger with onion caramelized and cocktail sauce, Swiss cheese, and tomato sauce, lettuce.
It's hard not to eat at this point. This salad, I'm such a salad person. This salad is just stunning and flavorful.
Yeah, the salad du soleil comes with fresh tomatoes, melon, burrata, prosciutto, pesto sauce, and balsamic dressing.
And we have to talk about the beef because you make your own stocks, do your own reductions without flour.
Yeah, this is the most important thing. The sauce we make every day, not every day, every 2 days, the chicken, the veal stock. For the beef parmentier, it's cooked 4 or 5 hours with the potato mousseline on the top. That's it.
It is truly special. I mean, you need to come to Café Langer. Remember, you're probably going to need a reservation because look behind me and you'll see why. We're not quite done. There is French sweets. The desserts are coming out in just a few moments, so stay with us. We're coming right back at Café Langer. Thank you, Chef.
Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. AndServices.com. AND Services.com.
When you want to get away from it all, to a place where you can do everything, or nothing at all, surrounded by natural beauty and all the modern amenities you might desire, then you'll want to be here at the Wannabe Inn on the beautiful shores of Manasota Key, Florida. To plan your escape, log on to wannabeinn.com.
You love your couch and want to protect it from spills, food, and scratching, shedding pets. Introducing Couch Coat, the reversible, washable quilted cover that protects your couch. Shield against spills. Wow! Stop stains and dirty pet paws and sharp claws. Plus, it's reversible with 2 stylish colors. Guaranteed to fit any couch up to 92 inches or your money back. It even has covers to protect armrests. Machine washable too.
My grandkids destroy everything, but with Couch Coat, my couch is always protected, looking as good as it did the day I bought it.
Get your Couch Coat for just $19.99, and it's reversible in brown and cream, like 2 couch coats for the price of 1. Order right now, and you can double your offer. Get a second Couch Coat. Just pay a separate fee. Order right now.
Call 1-800-943-0710 to get your couch coat. Call now or go to couchcoat.com. So call 1-800-943-0710. That's 1-800-943-0710. Call now.
The ABC7 First Alert Hurricane Guide. Download yours today.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com. AND services.com.
All right, this is a live look from a tower cam in Galveston, Texas, looking directly east, or maybe it's southeast, but this is in the path of Hurricane Harvey, and almost looks like an earthquake happening here rather than a storm, but you know that the winds are picking up and shaking the camera all over the place. Look at those waves. Man, storm surge is going to be not a good thing for these folks over here. All right, checking out what's going on. We've got 2 tropical systems we're looking at, and we'll get to Harvey in just a second, but let's focus on our neck of the woods here in Florida. We have this area of low pressure. It's a disturbance, and it continues to spiral and pinwheel all this moisture into the peninsula. And this is what we're going to experience as we go through the afternoon, is more showers and heavy storms that will take place. And of course, tonight is the kickoff of Friday Night Football. And the question is, are we going to get these games in? Well, I hope so, but we're just going to have to monitor the radar very, very closely. Here in the very eastern edges of Manatee County and around southwestern Hardee County, we're dealing with some heavier isolated showers, and down to the south in Lee County, which is outside our viewing area, but edging into Charlotte County, we're dealing with some heavy wet weather as well, and this will be the theme as we go through the afternoon and into the evening hours and into tomorrow as well. Just want to point this out, DeSoto and Manatee County, we have a flood warning. These things go on for days, but the reason why is the Manatee River, Myakka River, and Horse Creek near Arcadia. Well, with all this rain coming down, they may start to fill, basically spill out, and we may have some issues with some flooding there. And there's also an aerial flood watch in coastal and inland Charlotte County. So we put the Futurecast into motion. Later on this afternoon, you can see widespread shower activity along the Sun Coast. Around kickoff or so here for Friday Night Football, some heavier rains take place along the Sun Coast. And this is our in-house model. It's not going to give us an exact pinpoint location of where these heavier storms are going to be, but it paints a general picture of what could happen later on this afternoon and tonight. And as you can see, later on this evening, early tomorrow morning, there's a lot of rain coming down, and it's going to continue into tomorrow and then hopefully wrap up by Sunday. But a good bet, maybe some areas 4 to 6 inches of rainfall could be taking place. That's why there's flood warnings issued and flood advisories. Now let's talk about Harvey. Harvey is a Category 2 hurricane at this time. This could be a historic situation because unlike Hurricane Katrina back in 2005 when it officially hit as a Category 2 or 3, the day before was a Category 5, so the waves came in as Category 5 waves, but the winds were not as strong. This is actually going to have the worst of two worlds. Bad winds, because this could hit as a Category 3 major hurricane, and also give a storm surge of a Category 3 hurricane. And this thing looks like a monster. Regardless if it's a Category 3, Category 4, Category 5, this is going to be not a good situation at all for southeast Texas because it looks like it's going to hang around for a while in the southeast Texas coast, maybe bounce back out into the Gulf of Mexico and head right towards Louisiana, which is not good at all. So for our area, wet weather over the weekend, then we hopefully will dry out by mid next week. Scott?
All right, Josh, thank you. Whatever the weather brings this weekend, rain or shine, Linda Carson has some ideas for your weekend plans.
You're invited to a back-to-school bash at the Music Compound on Cattleman Road. It's Saturday from noon to 4. There'll be great live entertainment, including Music Compound instructor Savannah Brady and her band.
My band, we play classic rock and some originals, like the Eagles and Beatles, stuff like that.
You can bring your whole crew.
It's a family-friendly event. It's free, and there's not a lot of events where you can hear music and get great food that's family-friendly.
Music Compound is unique here on the Suncoast.
So Music Compound provides music education, all ages, any level, any interest. So anybody that's looking to learn an instrument or sing can come and see us.
And at the Back to School Bash Saturday, you can meet the instructors.
We'll have anywhere from 5 to 20 of our instructors that will be there. Some of them will be performing, some of them will be giving tours, giving out pricing. We also have a barbecue truck, we have free treats for everyone, and we'll be making musical instruments too.
And Jaw Movement, one of the hottest bands on the Suncoast, will be playing live here at Friday Fest on the Bay behind the Van Wezel on Friday. The music starts at 5 and it goes to 9.
We like to play all different genres of music because we want to be able to cater to everyone. But most of the music will be reggae, and then of course I'm a soul singer, so I have to bring in my Motown, R&B.
And we cornered ABC7's Joey Panic in the dressing room, hanging up his headphones as producer of the Suncoast U and taking center stage at the Florida Studio Theater for one evening only.
Friday night we're having a custom improv show. It is actually in honor of my birthday. I'm celebrating a big birthday coming up. But this is a show we're kind of going back to some of the old improv that we used to do. So it'll be a combination of short form games and then some longer forms.
Joey spent 14 years as a performer.
I was a musical theater actor from the time I was a kid, and then I went professionally. I started when I was like 20 years old, moved to New York, toured the country, toured the world as an actor, singer, dancer.
So come out to the Florida Studio Theater on Friday night and wish Joey Panic a happy birthday. He will have you in stitches. Linda Carson, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Linda, thank you so much. Coming up, a man trying to cross the U.S.-Mexican border ends up in a very hairy situation. I'll have more on that coming up.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
This is an important medical announcement. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to uncontrollable bleeding and even death. If you've been prescribed one of these drugs and have experienced these dangerous side effects, you may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that Pradaxa can cause more heart attacks than warfarin, and other countries have already issued safety warnings against this drug. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. The call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to Pradaxa victims, and thousands of Xarelto victims are filing their legal cases. Call the Drug Watch hotline if you or a loved one used Xarelto or Pradaxa and experienced uncontrollable bleeding, brain hemorrhage, or even death. You must call now.
Call 800-793-6055. 800-793-6055.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I'm creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
Discover all the reasons the experts love Subaru during the Subaru A Lot to Love event at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Nobody beats Subaru in service quality, vehicle quality, and overall quality. And ALG named Subaru the 2017 top brand for residual value. Right now, lease the most fuel-efficient vehicle in its class, a new Subaru Outback for just $229 a month, or get 0% financing. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
This is important news for women who were administered chemotherapy intravenously for breast cancer and then suffered permanent hair loss. Some women administered the breast cancer chemotherapy drug Taxotere have suffered from permanent hair loss on scalp, eyebrows, and eyelashes. If you suffered permanent hair loss after chemotherapy for breast cancer, call the law offices of Davis & Crump right now to find out if you are eligible for a cash award and medical expenses. Call now. Operators are standing by.
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help. And slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Start your day with a new Good Morning Suncoast team. Weekdays starting at 5 a.m.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
It has been such a beautiful and delicious visit right down here in Venice at Cafe Langer. Now this is the place where you're looking for authenticity. You met the chef, now it's time for dessert. I want you to look at this true authentic French chocolate mousse, a creme caramel tiramisu. You can get the sampler platter. They have homemade yogurt, homemade sorbets, a white peach sorbet. This chocolate creme brulee is outstanding. Of course, it's a French restaurant. You need crepes. So we have the beautiful caramel crepe and tarte tartine, one of my favorites with delicious apples. I'll have a little espresso. I'll tuck into some chocolate mousse, and I will wish everyone be safe out in Texas and be safe in our storms this weekend, and do enjoy the great flavors that they have right here in Venice at Cafe Langer. Scott, I'm going to send it back to you. Bonjour.
Oh, bonjour. Thank you so much, Judy. Does watching a horror movie about a murderous clown while surrounded by clowns sound like a dream or maybe a nightmare? Rick Damigella has that story and more in the Hollywood Minute.
You will train her harder than any Amazon before her.
Wonder Woman returns. Actually, the box office blockbuster is still in theaters after 12 weeks, but is headed to more screens this weekend. IMAX announced via Twitter that Wonder Woman is back on its large format screens for a limited run. Wonder Woman recently passed Spider-Man, released in 2002, to become the highest grossing superhero origin story at the domestic box office.
I see we have some visitors amongst us here today. We were in the service together with your pastor.
I haven't seen these men in decades. They represent a dark period in my life. That went down awfully quick. Drinking for two now that you got old and boring.
Here's a look at Oscar nominees Steve Carell, Bryan Cranston, and Lawrence Fishburne as Vietnam vets who reunite to bury one of their sons in Richard Linklater's Last Flag Flying. The movie opens the New York Film Festival September 28th and debuts in theaters November 3rd.
I saw something.
A clown. Yeah, I saw him too.
If you have a fear of clowns, you might want to avoid the Alamo Drafthouse, at least for one night. The theater is holding a clowns-only screening of It, based on the Stephen King novel, at its Austin, Texas location. The September 9th screening seems to have come about after the theater chain received complaints on social media about women-only screenings of Wonder Woman earlier this year. A Facebook commenter asked if there would be, quote, a special screening for It that's only for those who identify as clowns. The theater responded by saying they might have to steal that idea. Apparently, they weren't clowning around. In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
Taylor Swift releasing her new single, the 27-year-old singer dropping the upbeat song Look What You Made Me Do late Thursday. The anticipation of the song helping Swift trend heavily on social media. The song is the first single from her 6th album called Reputation, to be released November 10th. A clip of the song's video premiered this morning on Good Morning America. Border agents were shocked when they stopped a car at a San Diego-Mexico border. They found a Bengal tiger cub on the floor of the vehicle. Agents say the California man attempting to smuggle the endangered animal bought it in Mexico for $300 and was planning to keep it as a pet. He reportedly tried to convince agents that it was just a regular cat, but under federal law, all species of tigers, including Bengal tigers, are endangered species. The tiger was taken to the San Diego Zoo for care, and the man is charged now with importing an endangered species without permit, which carries with it a long time in jail if he is convicted. And right, we're going to be watching for some storms. We hope it doesn't interfere with our high school football. This is the big opening night for all the area teams.
Exactly, yeah, but there could be storms this afternoon and this evening, so we'll watch the radar pretty closely.
Okay, thank you, Josh. Thank you all for joining us. See you again at 5.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee County since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
Attention Sarasota and surrounding cities. After 25 years in Sarasota, Bacon's Furniture and Design will be moving to create Southwest Florida's largest and most dynamic furniture store. We must liquidate everything in the store at huge savings as fast as possible. Do not miss this opportunity to purchase quality sofas, bedrooms, dining rooms, patio furniture, mattresses, and more. All at the absolute lowest prices possible. The Bacon's Furniture and Design relocation sell-off. Nobody beats Bacon's.